good afternoon to everyone out there watching in today. Well, we're down to our final four, aren't we? Gloucester, Hartpury, Bristol, and these two at Sandy Park here today. Saracens and Exeter, but now the race for that home semi-final is on. Like most competition, home advantage is a huge advantage. No away winners in this competition ever in its history. Well, let's have a look at the runners and riders then for both the teams. Of course, with all those Pack 4 players, Susie Appleby's roster has been severely depleted. She can still boast 9 internationals in the starting 15. No Cantona or Tessier, so Welsh 65 capper Robin Wilkins will control matters with hands and boot. Expect to see plenty of that. Outside her, serious firepower. Katie Buchanan ripping it up all season, sadly injured for the Six Nations. She would have made her debut, we suspect. Up front, Poppy Leach epitomises this tough, abrasive, hard-working pack with test players like Maisie Allen, Mady Farinati and Ireland. Again now, Cleena Maloney around her. Saracens have had a few niggles this week, but all have come through. 14 internationals in all. Poppy Cleal is one of those in that 8 shirt, and a little extra motivation today, you feel, up against new Red Rose Farinati. Donna Rose gets the nod on the tight head. The scrum, an area the visitors will look to target. All test half-back pairing of Ella Vivas and Zoe Harrison. Out one is Beth Blacklock at 12 with her solid defence and boot. Starts ahead of Sophie Bridger, who is one of 5 internationals on the Saris bench. Well, a beautiful sunny day here at Sandy Park, and fitting right in, Philippa Tete. Good afternoon, Philippa.
Good afternoon. Gosh, I'm so excited for this one. This is so difficult to call. These two teams absolutely fantastic in the season so far. Is it going to be the home advantage for Exeter that's going to get them over? But there's so many big players missing, like you said. Either way, I think we're going to be in for a really competitive game.
But the thing about Saracens, Phil, is you know that they've been here. You know, they've got the T-shirt, the special limited edition commemorative plate. But over the last few years, others have challenged and worn that crown. Already a cup win under the belt for Saracens. Possibly like no other team, they have the ability to find extra gears when it really matters. And today is definitely one of those days. For Exeter, perfect conditions for this game, for this run period. We're in must-win territory, especially for the Chiefs. Saracens with a game in hand. Chiefs have twice reached the big dance and fallen short. This year, that dance is here at Sandy Park. And we all know about home advantage. No greater motivation for the Chiefs today.
Oh, absolutely. It's the one that they're yet to do, isn't it? They've gotten to the final, they've won the cup finals before, but this is the big one they want.
So a little bit of wind around here, certainly a lot better conditions than were forecast and around yesterday. Beautiful sunshine, lovely vista over the far side of Sandy Park, and these two love playing against each other. That man is going to have to be on his mettle. Alex Thomas, the referee for this one. Extra spice between these two. Last season they played each other like 3 times in the space of 6-7 weeks, and it was not for the faint-hearted. We're expecting exactly the same today. Two very abrasive packs. They like their turnovers, they like their defence. The two of the PWR big hitters going head-to-head. Both vying to put themselves in the driving seat for a home semi-final on the
line, Saris. On the line? Yes, thank you.
England international. Zoe Harrison gets us underway.
Yeah, good choices well there by Zoe Harrison. If you can just see the shadowing on the pitch, it's going back. That means the sun was behind us, whereas the Exeter players are looking up. They probably look straight into that sunshine. So difficult restart to take, putting pressure on Exeter in their 22.
Poppy Leach. I mean, effectively mayor of Exeter. She does everything around these parts to do with Exeter and rugby. Takes plenty of lineouts for the Chiefs as well. Big day for Robin Wilkins. Just went out to touch, but back into the 22. Big day for her at 10.
Yeah, it certainly is. She's got to try and fill the ever so big boots of Alex Tessier, who's away on international duty, who's been key for them. But remember, Robin Wilkins, like you alluded to, over 60 international caps, 3 World Cups for Wales. She's very experienced. She just needs to calm down and settle in. Don't try and feel too much of that pressure with the shoes she's got to try and fill.
Yeah, it's been to 3 World Cups, so plenty of experience there.
Okay, next stoppage.
Plenty of experience in this. Saracens back as well. Vivas straight through is Gregson. Great little sideways run from Vivas. Great angle from Sydney Gregson, who is right on top of her game this season.
Oh, she certainly is back into the England setup as well after a long spell of being out of the international field with some horrific injuries. She is back and she is on flying form. Very well known on the 7 Series, very illustrious runner. She's not the biggest, she's not the fastest, but she picks her angles, she reads the game so well. That's a big try to score so early on in this game. Best possible start for Sarries.
And Harrison.
Thank you.
Convert Sydney Gregson's effort. Yeah, Sydney Gregson, as you say, fell out for so long. First caps back in 2015. It's so bad, they even lost to Wales. Amaroff. But no, it's just
Thank you.
a few cameo roles off the bench in the Six Nations for the Red Roses. There's Donna Rose, who's the other one been playing some rugby in the Six Nations. There's Beth Blacklock. There's that physicality that we were speaking about. Started at real pace here, Saracens. Lovely pass from Poppy Clear to May Campbell. In the wide spaces, they don't mind where they are, those two. The dark areas, all the open spaces. Deutsch just waits. He's got a Gondry, the loose head opposite her, and Packer, so she just glides past both of those, and then Donna Rose
On the body,
with the hit. Feanati.
That's fine.
New contract to the club this week.
Okay, Reece.
Maddie Feanati. Second spell at the club. And they get the penalty, Exeter as well. And nice opportunity to use a football term, just to put the foot on the ball. It's not been a great start from the opening 4 minutes.
No, yet to really get into Sarries' half, aren't they? All the pressure's been on them.
Yeah.
But do you expect anything less from Saracens coming into this game after a ruthless defeat of Sale last round? They were absolutely flying in every aspect. Really solid defence, really clinical attack. And in stark contrast, Exeter went away to Trailfinders and found it difficult, only really imposed themselves in the second half of that game. So coming into this into slightly different forms as well.
Do you have a tendency, Exeter, to
moving.
sort of force themselves to come back into games after opposition, and this is top class opposition we're talking about here, whether it be a Saracens or a Gloucester Hartpury, to take a lead, but can come back very well. And history is certainly against Saracens here today.
Okay, extra.
Never won at Sandy Park. Zoe Harrison jinking, trying to do something about that. The McIntosh, the Scotland international. Campbell, capped only once. Last year's Six Nations. Packer, she's got a few. 104 to be precise. Right option from Zoe Harrison. Beth Blacklock thought she was bundled over illegally. Saracens have the advantage though from the knock-on. And what a great attacking scrum that is. Lovely option from Zoe Harrison.
Yeah, really good. And that offload from Marley Packer, just keeping that ball alive. Really key. You see there, Zoe Harrison, little dink through right on the gain line. That's like a selfless player. You're literally opening up your body to be absolutely smashed when you kick the ball that close to the gain line. And then Georgia Evans, the Saracens player with a pink bow, just making sure that Exeter player knew she was there.
Call.
Yeah, she play a part in the...
It's fine. It's there. Crouch!
What's your line?
Bite! Set!
Six Nations only appearances against Italy and Scotland. Holly Exeter, the lady in that shirt, and Saracens have gone quickly.
It's in line for me.
That one's not worked out, but you can see here that Saracens are trying to play with a real tempo.
Real tempo, and they want to mix it up as well. They don't want to be predictable. That's key. You know how much research these teams do on one another. You got to keep the defence guessing.
There's Cleena Maloney. Most of the rugby world delighted to see her back in the green of Ireland.
Not straight.
Qualifying, of course, for next year's World Cup. That one's not straight from the Ireland hooker, though.
Yeah.
Marley Packer decides to take that option of the scrum. Donna Rose on that tight head, Welsh international.
Square up and get that shoulder a bit more for me. There's no
I feel it's an area of this game that we feel that Saracens can potentially get a little edge here. No Hope Rogers, of course, Danica Menon, Totosi, the list goes on.
Yeah, exactly right. And you know, we have to highlight those players because actually, if you look at the stats, Exeter clinically have one of the best scrums and one of the best lineouts. But key is they are missing those big players you just name-checked there. So this is going to be an area Saracens are going to want to try and dominate.
Although they fake us like they did with the first try. I think they're going for the driving line out, actually, and it comes out of that quickly. Yeah, that is the tactic clear. Blackfoot, Packer, Vivas. She's held up. Short, says the referee. Sarries can go again, and they do down that left-hand side. Short, says the referee again. They're that close, Saracens now. And the try has been awarded, just squeezed in there.
Lost space. I will be dressed like a scrum, okay?
Again, disguise from Saracens.
And that offloading play, that interlinking there.
It was that side of the scrum.
Quite often you're used to seeing the Sarries players, especially that close to the line. They make a carry and they just put their head down and pump their legs. But look, interlinking play, back to the 7, back to the 9, keeping it alive. And you could hear that call, couldn't you, saying, go down, just go down, because you don't want to get held up over the line, because that's going to be a turnover ball. So go down, in control of it, reset, go again. And they finally get the close pick.
Same again, Lucette looks like
he has to just
getting a really good position.
Pull that one to the left-hand side. Yeah, it's Donna Rose, isn't it? From there, just unhinged, didn't she?
Agreed.
And the tight head, very difficult to stop her from that kind of range.
Yeah, but it's just this interlinking play. And then you've got a complete mishmash of defence there. You'd normally just see a tight 5 trying to defend a close pick like that, but because they broke the gain line so well, got in behind defenders, Exeter weren't organised in the best way to defend that either.
Came from the not straight line out, of course. An Exeter mistake. Here's Sarah McKenna. Classy operator, has been for years with a 12 or 15. 7 or 15, here comes Fayenarty. Good rugby player, played to her after her services when she decided to return for New Zealand. Now it's Exeter's turn through Langford, this young ball-carrying 12. Doidge up from fullback, and Wilkins now. This game has had everything, hasn't it, so far? Pace and tempo and tries. Perhaps not a card, but we're quite happy with that. Allen, Buchanan. Katie Buchanan on the step. Exeter sparked into life, had to respond. And it ends
Right in the middle.
with a pass to the assistant referee, which is not the idea.
Not the idea, but you got to see a glimpse. And they had to. Exeter got to respond. I know it's only 10 minutes gone, but you've gone 2 tries down. You've got to show some element of attack. And how exciting is that winger? She hit a little booster button then. She was so close.
Stolen the line out. Penalty asked to run. Sidney Gregson hasn't rolled away.
No. Can't do that. You can't react that way either. I'll slow it down. Okay, the ball was there. Stop, please.
There's some chat going on between
Impacted the clear out.
a couple of the Exeter players and the referee. It's very hot on that thus far. He's Alex Thomas. Go again though, don't they?
Onside.
Hanlon. He's tasted international rugby for the first time this Six Nations. Ebony Jeffries. Now she goes to ground. There's space and numbers on that left-hand side there, lining up to score.
That was lost forward, 12 wide offside.
2 panicked. Just too rushed from Exeter.
12.
Oh, that's really frustrating. And you know, from where we are now in the stands, the Exeter coach, Susie Appleby, isn't far away, and she could see it as clear as day as we could. Loads of space on that open side. Majority of the Exeter team just to the right-hand side of the post as you see them now.
Tackle!
Who saw it? Oh, Maisie Allen! Just had that ball just popped up, thought Exeter may have just lost it. Held up over the line. And two of the most clinical teams in the league in terms of visits to the 22. So clinical.
Okay.
Just to pull out one of the stats, 62% of the time after a line break, Saracens scored tries.
Play on.
Sinclair.
Set.
Nice run from the right winger. Hanlon has ridden that tackle really well. It was a big one from Poppy Clear as well. Better from Exeter, but it's that final pass at the moment, isn't it? Katie Buchanan, not just got pace, but real strength as well. Leach can't take the pass. It's frenetic.
Okay, penalty advantage. High tackle.
Exeter. Have advantage though. From a high tackle. Fairnarty up against Gregson. And
No advantage.
Gregson is everywhere, isn't she?
Oh, her work rate is incredible. She is all over the field. Been a real key for them. In that game against Sale, you know, the centre partnership between her and Bridger, they made so many tackles. They completely cut out any attacking opportunities for Sale.
Okay, you got a replay. Okay, wide stop.
Not found touch. And with that, Zoe Howson just sends Exeter all the way back to their own 22. Deutsch
Outside.
very happy to counter-attack, but straight down the throat of her opposite number, Sarah McKenna. Now involved with England under 20s, doing a bit of coaching. Playing against a couple of her players today.
Play on.
There's a call for crossing.
Clearly dropped, no foul play.
Referee said play on, and Packer again able to get that offload away through the tackle. Evans.
Okay, ball's back.
Internationals all. McKenna saw a gap. So did Blacklock as well. Gregson. Stopped initially by her opposite number, Kobayashi and McKenna. All that intelligence and experience going to call her a wily fox. But you know what I mean? She's aiming for the referee, wasn't she?
Yeah, absolutely. And she knew that gap was on because she went for it even though she was on her own, OK? If we watch the replay back now, she looked, there's no one around her. No one else saw this gap. And unfortunately, the referee didn't see that there was a gap there either, and he stood in it.
45 caps, 11 tries to her name through the years. Integral part of the Red Roses squad in that last World Cup, social secretary, one of those motivators. It's a big role.
Well, that's what made her integral, was it? She was social secretary.
She was.
Look, she has got to be, in this Premiership, she is the ultimate utility player. She can play fly half, centre, full-back, and she's a coach to boot. She's a great communicator on the team. She is such an asset for Sarries.
Scrum called.
Another free kick for Saracens.
We're folding in, let's hold that space, please.
Scrum time. Demi Swan, Cleena Maloney, Lizzie Hanlon. The Exeter front row up against Sanika Gondwy.
Right time, man.
Meg Campbell and Donna Rose. More experience. Certainly in that Saracens front row.
With you, Donna Rose, let's go! Let's go, Meg Campbell!
Crouch!
Get that over the referee's mic.
Yes, Donna!
That's Marley Packer.
Pre-game.
And you'll hear her most of the afternoon.
Second time.
A motivator. But Kelsey Clifford has been the go-to tight end for Saracens this season. Donna Rose, Kelsey Clifford at 8 caps now, all 5 Six Nations games off the bench. In fact, no, she started against Italy, if memory serves me correct, but Donna Rose entrusted today because they felt without the likes of Tatosi and Rogers and Menin, there was a chance there, and they've had that chance. They've got the penalty, now they've got the line out. Another chance here.
2 knock-ons, first
The
to Saracens,
chance is blown away by a little knock-on within that melee.
Here we go.
Yeah, it's savvy selection, isn't it?
We need to hold that space.
Making sure that if there are any weaknesses, you pick the right player that can expose that specific weakness.
Let me referee the game, please. Okay, well, probably behind you.
And again at 12, Sophie Pritchard has been the go-to 12 inside centre for Saracens. Today, Beth Blacklock, you know, we are nearing the knockouts, aren't we? And don't know, with injuries, suspensions, whatever it may be, players need game time, need minutes under the belt. So Beth Blacklock, an international herself for Scotland in that 12 shirt today. Pritchard will add something off the bench.
Okay, bind high, just make sure you're not putting pressure.
Yeah, the Scottish international.
You keep high as well.
Play 10 as well, you talk about utility players.
Nice and square, Sammy!
Pressure off, high.
Yeah, a couple of times this season at fly half. Only formerly of DMP and Harlequins.
Let's go, Donna Rose.
Crouch!
Less players missing for Saracens, although
Bind!
Sophie de Goodey in that mix. Congratulations to her and all the Canadian players. Beating New Zealand in New Zealand is no mean feat.
Okay.
Head of hosting WXV1.
No.
Sorry if you're going to watch it later. I just ruined that result for you.
No, 2 no, second go. Timing.
Kinney Hunt, one of those missing for Saracens as well.
Okay, Exeter.
Paige Farris. Lottie Clapp, of course.
Sarri's putting a good bit of pressure on that kick there. Robin Wilkins just getting under that ball. Got lots of height on it, not so much distance. Not relieving as much pressure as maybe she would have hoped for her team there.
Attacking line out there, which Taylor takes Campbell to Taylor. England international to Canadian international. She was on standby for the Pacific 4. Not required, but very much required in this driving line out now, the number 5 for Saracens. It's well repelled by Exeter, so they pull out the back. McKenna, oh, there's so much space for Corinne Grant. And a lady who's very happy in zero space, had acres there. And it's try number 3.
But it has to be the 2 passes. We got to see this replay. I want to look at those 2 passes. They were incredible. This is why you practice throwing the ball constantly for moments like this. The zip on that, the accuracy on that. You notice the ball didn't go up high and down. It was a bullet. It was along a linear plane, so straight across. Absolutely made. There was acres of space there, but that pass, those passes ensured that Exeter's defence couldn't just chase and cut down that opportunity. That was lovely by Saris, really good.
Conversion's good as well from Zed Harrison. 19-0, just over the first quarter mark. Looks like it's almost too easy, too much space there for the Saracens' backs.
Yeah, but that's just, you know, quality to how quick they were able to get that ball away. They had that initial bit of movement as Zoe Harrison kind of ran around, and that's what kept the Exeter defence tighter, was that initial bit of movement. They couldn't push too early, so really nice bit of play.
There's a great understanding between Vivas and Harrison, isn't there? The whiter Saracens today, country as well in that mix. (19-0) to the visitors. Evans taking the line out with no Rosie Gallagher at the moment, having the wires out of her broken thumb in a week or so. Doig, that one's coming out of the sun. It looked like he might have drifted forward. Referee was there and happy to continue as Poppy Leach against Marley Packer. Wilkins, there's a nice flat pass onto Fayanati, and Kobayashi's there. Leach playing at 10, it would seem, and it's intercepted. McKenna! Nobody's going to stop her, and there's the bonus point. It was just too flat in the end. And Saracens have at least 1 point today. At the moment, they got 5, of course, so still a long way to go. I spoke to Alex Austerbury before this game, down on the pitch. He said, we've got to get something. Well, there's something, a bonus point for 4 tries.
And look, we were just wax lyrical, weren't we, about Sarah McKenna and her experience, her ability to read the game. But what I want you to watch is Sydney Gregson at the top right hand. See how she pushes up on that pass. She forces the Exeter player to make that pass, to rush that pass, so she doesn't look before she makes it, and that's where Sarah McKenna picks it off.
And you'll go stuck it back with them.
No, that's come on the pitch.
Is the ball there? Here it is, she left it there. I'll take time.
And lots of youngsters and not playing at this level. You want to play flat, don't you? Because then you're closer to that game line, but it's such a fine line.
It is a fine line, and you have to make sure that you commit with your footwork before you make those passes. You can't have defenders free and loose to shoot up out of the line.
Well, let's get some reaction now from Exeter as they see McKenna going in for that bonus point try. I think Susie Appleby is down there with LJ. Be very interesting to hear Susie's thoughts. LJ.
Susie, you've always got a plan, so what are the messages that are getting down over that walkie-talkie of yours?
Well, we just can't quite get a foothold in the, oh my gosh, in the game. We've given ourselves a couple of opportunities on the far end and then just failed to convert, and you've seen in contrast to that, they've put themselves in really good positions and converted every time. So rugby's not a complicated game. We've now dropped off a tackle. We've got to tighten ourselves up. At the moment, we look nothing like ourselves.
At what point does their lead become insurmountable?
It never does. It never does. I mean, the win's they're proving that they're playing it really well, but we can't rely on the win to convert to points. But no, we don't lose sight of a game ever. We've got to get in the fight and stay in the fight. But we talked about that all week. So, at the moment we're just not in the fight, and we need to get in the fight.
How important is the result today, not just in the context of who's going to get the home semi-final, but if you two end up facing each other again, is there any pride lost if you lose today?
I think both teams look very different to when we're full strength. So I think we have to take it in context, but it's more about the performance, and that's what we talked about all week, which is the disappointing bit right now. But, we're 25 minutes in, as I said, yes, they're playing well and they've converted. They've given us one back. We've got to, as I said, get in the fight and really stay in the fight, because if you let Saris run as they're running now, then you're chasing shadows, and that's what we're doing at the moment. So let's get in it and really get in it, and then see what we're made of.
I'll let you get those messages down to the girls. Cheers for your time, Susie.
I was just about to say what a delicious pass from May Campbell. But it was forward, and we've come all the way back to TMO. Dan Jones. So the official timekeeper today is Andrew Pearce. You may know his son. Been around a while, Andrew. Officiating now, doing some timekeeping here at the PWR. It's worth noting these last few rounds, just the state of play. Gloucester coming into this round played 14 on 69 points. Saracens played 13, 55 points, 52 for Exeter, having played 14. And Bristol played 13, 46 points. Gloucester look like they're on their way to the full 5. The Ealing Trail finders as well. That defensive line is rushing up, isn't it, Phil? Putting huge amounts of pressure on Exeter at the moment. They just don't have any answers.
No, they don't. I think Sarri's defence has been really good this season. They quite often go for that double hit. So they don't always shoot up, but they make sure that the two people going in, one goes low, one goes high, and they really chop, which slows things down. It makes a bit of a mess of the collision, and then consequently usually makes a bit of a mess of the ruck as well. And it is really stifling Exeter's ability to sort of get some flow, get some consistency into the game, which is really what Exeter thrive off.
Exeter, come up, please.
Of course, combination of lots of seasons at the moment. European season in the men's game.
Okay.
Coming to a conclusion next weekend.
Hooker in the middle. Play on. Still advantage. Still play advantage. No! Advantage over.
Tell you about the European finals. What they're doing the same here. And Shearer escapes to Buchanan.
They're outside lines. Out, jump. What's that? Backwards.
Van der Velde, Dutch international.
Thank you.
Wilkins just pulls that back for Lynch. He's playing at 5'8" at the moment, whether it be 10 or 12. And Sarah McKenna, intercept tries, turning over on the ground. She can do it all. As I was saying, European men's season coming to a culmination. All at the London Stadium. Gloucester against the Sharks. European Rugby Challenge Cup final. Live 7 o'clock on TNT 1 next Friday. Then on the Saturday, more action from the PWR. Over the Stonex for Saracens for their visit of Gloucester. Heartbreak 11:30 for that one on TNT 3. And then the Investec Champions Cup final, Leinster against Toulouse, 1:30 on 1. That is one not to be missed.
behind the ball. Tackle. Okay, stick first. Player.
Real arm wrestle. Last 5 or 6 minutes here, Phil. Playing in this middle third of the field as Evans just tips it inside to the Red Roses captain. That's been intercepted by Exeter and it's whipped away. Leach again with a huge long pass.
Okay.
Sinclair.
She was released first and then gone back on.
Real frustrating one, that one for the Exeter fans. They did so well to get that turnover. It was transition plays and going from defence into attack, which normally Exeter like to do, but it was 2 poor passes. It was a poor pass to Leach. She cats it up above her head, and then it was a poor pass on, which just bought time for Sarries to be able to settle, organise, get a defensive line, put the pressure on, get the turnover. So look, they do really well here. They get the turnover, they get that rip. This is transition play, and this is where it's got to go. Unfortunately, 2 poor passes just gave the opportunity for Sarries to turn that ball over.
No, you've told me to contact.
Yeah, Sarah McKenna's coming on. They're just going to have a check in HIA. Sophie Bridges waiting to come on, but she's not got the green light from the officials yet. So it's 14 against 15 for the moment,
Okay,
but
one, sorry.
it's opening half an hour, so it was proved, not sure. Saracens need the extra player, and again they're flooding that line, and Gregson will get a second. It's hard, it's fast, it's aggressive, it's everything that Saracens it is. And Sydney Gregson epitomising that for her second.
It's a beautiful curve on it as well. She comes from an out to in. So she's just catching the defence, not quite looking at her. She puts herself kind of in their blind spot. And just watch her here. Look, she's waiting for a time and she goes out, kicks in and slices in between the 2 Exeter defenders there. Such a quality player. Lovely little dummy look. And then that awesome line.
Thanks, Dan.
She's rattled the upright. Well, that was flying into the next county, that conversion, but it's hit the post, and here it is again. It's a lovely line, isn't it?
Best centres in the world, timing of your run. You know, it's not complicated. She didn't do a pirouette, a double step, a backflip and go through. She just ran out a little bit and then straight. But it was timed to perfection and caught the Exeter defence off guard.
All about timing, Phil.
You're still learning that on your gags though, aren't you? It's a work in progress.
Tackle! No. The batting's over.
Wilkins. Wide this time. It's Buchanan. Coming into this game, scoring some tries, Exeter here, but they are not even second best, but third best at the minute. That's the pass too far.
Well.
Initial knock-on was from Exeter. And
yeah.
How do you find a way back into a game like this, Phil? You're 31 points down at home.
It's difficult. It's difficult. This is where you're looking for your leaders, your more experienced players to be speaking up, and usually at times like this you just say go back to basics. All right, just go back to basics, make your one-up tackles, make your passes, stay connected in defence, get a bit of flow going with that, and then look to put that extra pass in, then look to go for the jackal, then look to add to the game. But at the moment they just got to try and get some consistency in their possession, because they keep coughing it up too quickly for me at the moment.
Don't take a step back. Follow the front. Follow the fucking
Crunch!
Let's go.
Bind!
Apologies if
Set!
picked up any slightly unsavoury language on the referee's mic. She is what she is, Marley Packer, and she will delight in that penalty.
That's the one.
As you can hear her saying, that is the one. It's certainly an area we spoke about it even before a ball was kicked in anger in this game, that it was an area they would target, and virtually every single scrum they're coming away with a penalty.
Yeah, and they're just painting that consistent picture, aren't they, for the referee, that he's now possibly looking each time it does go down straight at Exeter instead of looking at Sarries.
Fair competition right here. Line go.
Line out, not straight.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a rarity from May Campbell.
There's your mark.
Operating at about 78% win ratio, Saracens this season.
Get Exeter, step off. Demi, step off the front, please. Clear it.
Exeter. Through 8% more. Best set piece in the league statistically anyway. And of course, just as you say that, Beth Blacklock for Saracens picks up the long line-out throw, and Cleal is there, and Harrison whipping that pass away for a breach. And Gregson gives some direction where there needed to be. Vivas. Gondwy.
Move, thank you.
A Worcester player, of course. Technically a good scrummager. Laura Keats once told me. Now, enough for lightning. World Cup winner Laura Keats, high praise. Blacklock, there's that kicking ability as well. Just nudges it down and says to Exeter, well, you go and play from there. You're 31 points down, 4 minutes till half-time.
Yeah.
Energy sapping weather.
Line's yours.
Go from 75.
That missed line out for Exeter was huge. The ball, you know, flew in straight and true, but it was just a missed timing on the jump. But that was crucial at the time of play. They needed to make something from that. But like you say, Sarries, cool, calm, composed. You know what? We'll just kick it in the corner. We're going to pin you down. Try and play out from there, just like you say. Very pragmatic play from Sarries.
One front. Keep the shooting back foot, please.
Need to do anything else. Put themselves in a driving seat for this home semi-final. We can't get over the importance of it. Gloucester heartbreak in the next round at home. A live game, and then left for lightning for Saracens. Just Leicester to come for Exeter. Harrison weaving away towards that line.
On the body.
Supporter right, and Vivas, who's using those sort of crab steps very effectively today. Blacklock. Is she going to Donna Rose? She did. I think the intended was to then get that ball wider from Blacklock, but she put her head down, and
Just over 2 left.
not an easy person to obey, Donna Rose.
Yeah, very true.
I understand. Susie Appley was saying to LJ, there'll be different teams, but there must be some kind of psychological edge that, I mean, should this scoreline continue, that Saracens will take away from us.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at that there. What a fantastic turnover. Sarries just really imposing themselves in this game in every possible way. The connectivity that we're so used to seeing between the Exeter players is just not there. They're working in ones and twos instead of working as the whole team. Stark contrast to the way that Sarries are playing.
One side.
Sinclair trying to get that ball away. It was a Saracens hand in there. Nothing more than a penalty, very, very clear from the referee. And that driving line out for the centre, I thought
1 minute.
Exeter should have done quite some time ago. It's a real strength of theirs, whether they have the Totosis, the Rogers, the Menins, the Rachel Johnsons, all the rest of it. It's a real strength of theirs in It's one of those just to pull everyone in together, take a breath collectively. Perhaps they'll do it again here.
Okay, Exeter, open up, please. Step off. Perfect, thank you.
Can the timing be right here? It's much better. Good bounces though for Bradley. Doing an outstanding season tonight. Straight over the ball. It's just too obvious, isn't it? Campbell, 14th turnover of the season. She's linking with Cleo. Maybe a yellow card here. Vivas. Just too easy at the moment for Saracens. Strolling towards a victory here at Sandy Park, something they've never done before.
Gosh, you talk about them being clinical. Straight away, turnover, tap and go, breaking the line. You know, it's so good for teams when they can sense that weakness. The really good teams, when they know the team are feeling vulnerable and they pick it up, and it doesn't matter what the scoreline says, that's when they hit another button. They become that extra bit ruthless, and that's what Saris are doing here. They're feeling the momentum of the game, and they're making the absolute most of it. This is going to be a very difficult but very important half-time chat for Exeter.
So Harrison gets the conversion to make it 38-0 to the visitors. And if it wasn't any harder for Exeter beginning of the second half, the next 10 minutes of match play here at Sandy Park, Exeter Chiefs will be down to 14 players. But look at the intensity from Marley Packer. 38-0 in a place you've never ever won before, but still that intensity. Such is the former champion, such is that winner, the Red Roses captain. Interesting half-time chats for both teams here at Sandy Park, but it is the visitors, Saracens, who have the lead by 38 points to 0 at half-time. With a couple of rounds to go this PWR season, and it does go beyond the physical, doesn't it, to the mental. These sides may well meet again. And of course, you need to remind me, first place in the regular season will play fourth, second will play third. The top two at home, and Dave Ward, the Bristol Bears coach, who was talking about all pre-season, building up to their first round game. That was the aim for them, to get to that home semi-final, because he knows, like the rest of us, just how important that home advantage is. And that's why today's result is so important. 38-point deficit for Exeter Chiefs to come back from. What have they got here? Buchanan breaks through the first tackle, and Poppy Cleo deals with that. Deutsch. He's not had a best afternoon thus far. Such a consistent player at the back for Exeter. But Saracens just quicker to everything, quicker to react.
That is over.
Mike Campbell got to be on that short list for player of the match. Still plenty to go. Here's Harrison, had to just go back for the pass.
Okay,
Blacklock. Sure, that's where she intended it to go. Crowd on that far side, and a good healthy crowd. Soaking up the vitamin D. Felt that one went straight out, but I think you could see a bounce even from here, Phil.
I think the Exeter fans are just trying to cheer for anything, aren't they? Trying their luck there.
Okay. Onto line.
Won by the home side the last 8 occasions, including neutral grounds, 4 wins apiece. In the overall head-to-head, Saracens just shave it 5 wins to 4. Most notably, Semi-final at Sandy Park. And of course, that final.
Onside, mate. Extra, stop,
2022, 43-21 it was to Saracens that day. And Exeter got to the final last year as well, of course, up against Gloucester Hartbury at Queen's Home that day. Final will be at Sandy Park as Sydney Gregson does all she can to make sure that her team are there or thereabouts. Cleal inside to Packer. Neat. That's high from Leach, just around the shoulder, looked at very closely by the referee. McKenna saw Donna Rose and then floated a long pass. Vivas again.
Play on, jump for me.
Sideways run. Proving very influential, as is Poppy Cleal today. Here's Marley Packer in the wide spaces. Gregson looking to just pull in two defenders. She did so well to begin with. It's Kobayashi and Buchanan. Still there for Cleal and Taylor. Gregson flirting with that touch line. The ponytail's out, but the rest of the body has stayed in. Backwards from Marley Packers. They can what she likes to do to get through the middle. Just a little knock on from the Saracens hooker, but Saracens done in this second half exactly the way they finished the first.
Yeah, they certainly have. But you have to say that was a better defensive set from Exeter. They stayed connected, they managed to make their tackles, keeping the players in the line. And we've had a bit of a stop play here because it's a scrum. Remember, Exeter are down a player, so they're going to have to do a bit of movement, a bit of rejigging. There you go. So number 6 is going to be having a little breather so they can bring a prop on to ensure that the scrummage can still take place safely.
And just to add details to that, Evan Jeffries got off. Hannah Sams, just 18 years of age. Her 4th PWR appearance. England under-20 international. Even bigger scoreline that day. England losing to France.
Set!
By a big old margin. 70-odd points. 74, I think it was. In the under-26 nations. Be more than happy with that, Exeter. It's another 30 seconds, another minute. Must remind you, player in the bin.
Here we go. Same mark.
Lizzie Hanlon.
Good this side.
Placed at the moment by that lady. Hannah Sams and Cleena Maloney alongside her. Danny Swan there as well.
We need this height to get right now, please.
Let's go, Don. All about us, all about us. Let's go, Sam. All about us for the very second.
Hookers chopsing away.
Let's go.
Would we have it any other way?
Crouch!
Let's go.
There's no gap.
Bite!
Let's go, Dan. Let's go, Dan.
Bring it. Exactly the same as against Exeter.
Referee being consistent at pre-engage. Fair and arty. Goes into Packer.
Pound advantage. High tackle, pound.
Swap. That one's written up over the shoulder, so it's a free hit for Exeter. As Packer goes into Wilkins, then Kobayashi puts it on the left. And they're screaming after this one. Packer, Zoe Harrison.
Got the ball, first player.
Exeter with the ball now. Is this their chance? 14 against 15. They need something, don't they, the home team here? Anything. Another penalty.
Where's the mark?
Linda van der Velden and May Campbell. And you felt something might just spoil over today. The Donna Rose is still going at it. The annoyance has come from Linda van der Velden, the Dutch captain. being annoyed Mel Campbell wouldn't give her the ball, and it's obvious why Mel Campbell didn't want to give her the ball, because they wanted to take it quickly.
Hands off. Take it back seconds.
I think they call that savvy play, and depending on which team you support, you will applaud or not. That is frustrating. Obviously, she did want to. Oh, here we go. Let's listen to the referee.
Sarah's got the ball. Exeter want to try and play quick. They haven't given them the ball, and then we've just got a bit of pushing and shoving. Nothing more there for me, so I'm going to stick my regional penalty. Unless anyone else has got anything different.
Totally agree.
Perfect. Okay, Marley, Poppy. Yeah, I agree. I appreciate when players tempo, okay, but the reaction that happens afterwards is not acceptable. Multiple players coming in. The original penalty for offside against you. We see nothing more to escalate from that. We'll stick with the penalty. I do not want to see this from now on, okay? Thank you.
Sir? No, come on.
Thank you. Which is number 5, okay? On me.
Well, it's just a general calm down, isn't it, that one? Gone to the corner, though, Wilkins here for Exeter. And my word, they've staged some comebacks in their time. Came back brilliantly against Gloucester Hartbury, the champions here.
And we see it was a bit of a speculative kick over the top, wasn't it? But Zoe Howson works really hard to get back, but it was the chase up by Brooke Badley that really put that pressure on.
Leach has taken it. Godwin's in there. I think she's been told to get out now. She has the loose head. Bradley, fake to go down the short side.
We're going to go back now from the mark. We're going from the mark. I told you that. She needs to go from the mark.
May Campbell's at it today, isn't she?
And then gone through.
Wow.
Time's off. Molly. First half, when we came into your area, there's a number of penalties. You now 2 down here quickly.
Okay.
Need to change your behaviour now, please. Side entry.
Change of behaviour required from Saracens, otherwise
Fine.
we may well be 14 against 14. They've gone to the corner again here.
Okay, Exeter, just step off. Perfect, thank you.
51% of their tries come from lineouts. So far this season, Leach, job 1 done. Now the bounce just to try and get that go forward. Van der Velden is right in there, still trying that bounce. Clearly told to get out now. Will that change the complexion of this? Penalty advantage, it's another penalty, and it's a double blow on the whistle because this is going to be a yellow card.
6 to the bin, collapse.
Georgia Evans.
6 collapse.
The workhorse for Wales.
Hands off, she's going to be in the way, okay?
14 against 14.
Huge moment for Exeter now, huge. They've been applying the pressure, they've got themselves in the right area, they've got to convert this now. You can see Georgia Evans with the pink bow, try and follow her, there she is, look, see how she goes down, she stunts the flow of that. That's where the infringement was. And obviously because the referee had already given a warning, that's where you're going to see him go straight to the card.
Yeah, about 2 minutes then.
But huge moment for Exeter now. Look, 38-0, this is not out of reach. It sounds crazy to say that, but it's not. Exeter can turn this around, but they need to specifically make this 10 minutes now that Saris are going to be down a player. They've got to make it count.
Only 1 loss in the last 14 home games for Exeter. A draw in there as well. 12 wins. A draw against Harlequins. They have made this place a fortress. Just been a couple of percentage off today, and against any of these top 4 teams, especially Saracens, they're like sharks, aren't they? They smell some blood, bang, they go for it.
Absolutely, and that what makes them, you know, such a good team. It does have that feeling about it, Exeter. It's almost like the first game of the season. You see some good things, you see some bad things, you see some timings off, players going on their own, they haven't got the support with them, and I think, unfortunately, that's just the consequence of missing, you know, that core group of players that are away on international duty. The other players are stepping up, but they've just found the first half a bit difficult to get into a flow. They have got this second half. It is still in their reach.
Go backwards.
Just not where it needs to be. And talk about the psychology of the game.
Three.
To hold out 3 driving mauls. Yeah, okay, a player yellow carded, but it's come away at the minute from that with no points against. Gives a little boost to the players in white. Saracens in that change strip. Be glad of it in today's temperatures.
What was that?
Wilkins to Maisie Allen.
Okay.
Godwin is over it so quickly with Campbell.
Go forward.
Linda van der Velden there trying to encourage the troops. That pass just out of the reach of Cleaner Maloney.
Yeah, you could hear her, couldn't you? She's the former captain of Exeter,
Let's go,
former
Vic.
captain of the Netherlands as well. She is that natural leader, and she's doing her best. You know, she's just saying there, next job, you know. It hasn't been the best game, mistakes are happening, but we've got to let it go and get into the next thing.
First half, be patient when you pace. Next scrum, mate. We've set the scrum now. Next up, please.
Yeah, Linda van der Velden, a really big leader when this started up, I should say, a couple of years ago. There she is.
Crouch!
Really big leader for this team, and packing down with Popovich, another one of the leaders. A couple of second rows out. Nicola Friday, of course, former Ireland captain. Harriet Miller-Mills is down below us here in the stand. Had a quick chat with her at half-time. A couple of good, experienced second rows missing. Concussion and a bit of an ankle. Where's this one bouncing? Cindy Gregson on for the hat-trick. Kobayashi tackles her on the 22, and Exeter pile through. Packer thought about putting one out the back and eventually does for Blacklock, and then McIntosh just straightens things up. Vivas, that ball is so quick. Taylor. Harrison held on to it. Absolutely right to do so. Gondry has taken a big one from Cleaner Maloney.
No advantage. Okay. Time, okay, just be patient. Time's off.
And Cleaner Maloney is coming straight in.
Okay. Come back. Okay, Dan.
Okay, lovely little bit of movement here. Kick in behind, Sydney Gregson straight on it, look. Doing her best to try and evade the initial defence. And it was two phases on from this that we did see that contact. Here we are.
So I'm taking a yellow card live. Yeah.
Yeah, point of contact is chest, so no head contact, so yellow or green.
Yellow against 2. 2. It's late, it's no arms, yellow card.
Yeah, it looks dramatic, doesn't it? The official review going on with the referee and the TMO. It's on the chest.
Yeah, so that's always going to be the first thing they're looking for, isn't it? Where is the contact? Was it direct? And obviously the safety is always about the head. Good to see there. Cleaner Maloney just saying, look, heat of the moment, sorry, walking off. But the key was there was no head contact, but there was still, as he said, no arms, which meant she led with her shoulder. She wasn't trying to make a tackle. Leading with your arms means putting your arms around the body. She didn't do that, and that is deemed still as dangerous play. So it was off the ball, she didn't have it, and there was no wrap, so a dangerous collision.
Molly.
And in any rugby at this level, top level, club rugby, international.
Clear head contact, that's why it's just yellow card.
Referee just explained no clear head contact. But as I say,
mate,
there's going to be ebbs and flows to this game, as there always is. You just felt the momentum was just going back the way of Exeter, and then that happens, and they're down to another player down. We've got a minute or so away from the initial yellow card. They're making some changes.
Scott, are you happy? Scott? got 2 players that come off. Happy? Okay, time to go back on.
The men's game season is coming to a close, isn't it? London Stadium for the European final. It all starts on Friday night. Gloucester looking to salvage their season. TNT Sports 1, Friday evening, Gloucester against the Sharks from Natal. Back with PWR action next weekend at the Stonex as Saracens host Gloucester Hartby on 3 at 11:30 a.m. And then the big one, Investec Champions Cup final, Leinster against Toulouse, 1:30 on 1.
Let's get the setup right. You're about 3 metres away. End of the line.
Brilliant, half an hour or so left in this one. Brilliant weekend of rugby here on TNT Sports next weekend as well.
Sarries, in we come. Mita, come in, please.
Few replacements have been made. We'll get across those in a moment because Saracens on the attack again through May Campbell.
Still bad, John Chase.
Looking for try number 7.
You can't pull a player out too.
And May Campbell, annoyance, just pulled the player out. They are human in the end, aren't they, Saracens?
On the 5.
Have made a mistake in that danger zone. They don't make many. When they get in that 22, they normally scores.
Come to me.
Wilkins just puts Exeter down to the 22. Let's get the thoughts of the head man then at Saracens, Alex Austerbury, down there with LJ.
Up we go, up we go.
Alex, I was expecting a wry smile at this point. They haven't put a point on the board and you filled your boots so far, but you're never satisfied. What are you looking for in the remainder of this game now?
Well, we've got to remain pretty clinical and pretty direct. We know that Exeter will get their point in the game, and we've got to make sure that we don't give them an easy foothold in. You know, penalties creeping up. As I say, penalty given away there. So we've just got to make sure that we don't get to become our own worst enemy. We've got a decent score on the board, but we know Exeter are a good side, and they can, if they find a foothold into it and we give them oxygen, then they're going to start enjoying themselves.
And there's not an hour gone in this game yet, and I know you won't be looking too far ahead. But at what point are you going to start emptying your bench? Because next weekend, Gloucester Hartby come to the Stonex, and that's massive.
Yeah, that's next week's problem. Right now, it's making sure that we come here against another top 4 side and get something out of the game. So it's very much making the decisions based on what we feel is right in the here and now.
I've got to ask, if you end up facing this side again in the semis, how much of a statement is this game? You played them last year in the playoffs and came off very disappointed in the end. How much will this do something for your confidence for the win here today?
Winning breeds confidence, but ultimately those knockout games are standalone fixtures. So this is games hugely important for us in the, like say, in the here and now. But come knockout rugby in a few weeks' time, you know, it might be like bragging rights, but other than that, not much will be put on that game, to be honest, on this game, in that if we were to meet them again.
I've got to ask, in the first half, you dominate them in every area. How pleased are you that it really does feel like your season's coming to a crescendo at this point, that everything is coming together and these girls look to be in the best form they've been all year?
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how we finish this game. We've been scrappy this half. We've not really controlled territory or possession. So there's lots of pleasing elements in the first half, but we've not quite hit those heights this second half, and we need to get to that to make sure we see this game out.
Thanks for your time, Alex.
Wonderfully understated, isn't he, Alex Austerbury? Need to get something out of this game. 38-0, 54 minutes in.
Left the mark. Not be the problem, 16. Yeah.
Don't give too much away, Alex Austerbury. Plenty of chat with him down the years. Very engaging chap.
Set!
A lot of time for Alex Austerbury.
Stay high.
As Brickle is on. Feanati has gone off. That's one of the substitutions. Deutsch. Could have given Buchanan a one-on-one there. Held on the fullback. It's a huge hit from Blacklock. Hanlon back on the field. So it's 14 against 14. A little bit extra space out there for the moment.
Thank you, 17.
Orchard as well. That slightly longer pass made Campbell.
No advantage.
This time, Campbell and Cleal can't connect.
Knock on first, scrum, Sarries ball.
That's something that Alex Ossery did say, didn't he, that they've been a little bit scrappy in this second half, and you look at the clock and the scoreline is still the same. I think it's a little bit of credit to Exeter. I do think their defence has been a bit more connected, but they're still defending their half. I think it's more Sarries maybe slipping off a little bit.
There is a gap.
And this is that time for Exeter to take that advantage. We talked about how important that card was and taking advantage of that time. And yet Exeter get a player in the bin themselves, so kind of negates that opportunity then.
Crouch!
A couple of rounds left of this season. Sure, the psychology. Oh, we won the second half. I'm not quite sure that's the positivity you want.
No, I'm not sure that'll hold much weight.
Susie Apple is honest as she is, passionate. That's accidental trip, and Blacklock somehow carries on. Very strong on the feet. Here's Poppy Clear, equally as strong. McKenna just does the right thing almost every time.
Onside.
Rivas, Cleal, Harrison, Blacklock. There's that double passing. Corin Grant.
No! No!
Brilliant try against Wales in the Six Nations. For Scotland, her third. Now 11 caps. Packer. 2 low passes, well picked up by Packer and Campbell. McIntosh sliced down by Japanese international Kobayashi. And again, Saracens doing the pragmatic thing. 38-0 up. Pushing Exeter down the way that Exeter's lineout has been functioning today. It's a chance for Saracens here.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you say, pragmatic play. They hold on to it when they need to. They pin it in the corners when they need to, and that's Georgia Evans there, pink bow, back on from her card, so they're up to full strength. And right on Exeter's try line as Exeter are a player down.
Say.
Lynch. It's Clara Nielsen. Good arrows from Clara Nielsen.
Okay,
a couple of England caps a few years ago now.
Onside.
Former Bristol captain to come up for Cleanham Early, of course, who's on the naughty stool. Harrison. Just looked like she's had plenty of time today. Oh, McKenna, the footwork, the fend, and she's going to give a scoring pass here, is she? Villas. Saracens romping on here. They didn't like being beaten in last year's semi-final against the Chiefs. And here, nearing that stage of the season again, they are absolutely dominant at Sandy Park.
I didn't think your 9 was there to play the ball.
Ella Riras, such a lovely little dummy, but let's watch it all the way back now, okay? So it wasn't quite taken there in the first instance, but the girl we're looking at in the middle now who gets her hands on the ball, Sarah McKenna. This is a counter-attack, finding soft shoulders, using her footwork. Look how calm she is in this position. Knows exactly what she wants to do. I'm going to fix the defender in front of me, pass the ball. The Exeter last defender overshoots, fearing the threat on the outside. The dummy sells it. We'll see it from a lovely angle. Look, she's looking around. I know what I'm going to do. Ball in 2 hands. There's the pass. There's the dummy. There's the try.
Up to 45. And Deutsch can do nothing there, can she? She has to trust that there's somebody inside her to take the rest.
Are we good to go?
It's probably clear was there, but the scrum half, too much now, it's too much pace and power. There's McIntosh. The afternoon's work is done. Louise McMillan, who's come on for her. Yeah, there she is, number 19. Just going to hit that ruck now, another Scotland international. Looked really sharp today, hasn't she, Vives? There's a Harrison Breach crossfield kick. Out on that wing today, Jess Breach. You said, full at the top of the show. He's played a little bit of rugby at full-back. But I remember a few years ago now, first couple of caps she got, 11 tries in her opening 2 caps. Now her record stands at 38 caps, 39 tries. Anybody can get anywhere close to that kind of record. She does like to finish a try.
You can square up, you can square up as well. There we go. Crouch! Bind! Weight coming through.
Exeter won the penalty. Oh, look at that, the bounce! And then Buchanan. And finally, Sandy Park has something to applaud and cheer. And it was a brilliant try as well. Finally, some quick thinking from the Chiefs. And Katie Buchanan, 5th try of this PWR season.
Oh, how badly did they need that? Look, Robin Wilkins there gets under the ball, so almost puts a bit of a backspin on it. That's what forces it to pop up instead of continue rolling out. But it's a well-timed run there from Buchanan. Nothing the Sarries back three could do about that one. Look, pops up lovely for her. And how badly do the Exeter team and fans need that try?
Great conversion from touchline as well from Robin Wilkins, and she runs back saying, come on. 38 points left.
Yeah, it's going to be a big effort, but nothing's impossible in sport, is it? Oh, dreamland for the winger. Couldn't have timed that better.
Just knocking on the door. Transitional contracts, only 6 of them. With the likes of Maisie Allen here, of course, and Nancy McGilvray, who's still out with her injury. Claudia McDonald, of course, not available to Exeter Chiefs. So they're getting to the semi-finals. The team will look very different. And that's 10 metres back from Arlie Packer, and rightly so. Been warned about holding the ball. Done it again. And marched at 10 metres. She won't mind a bit, will she? The competitor, Marley Packer. And Wilkins just puts it down. Just finds her touch.
Very good. Good deep kick there. Getting Exeter that vital territorial possession.
Everybody on fish. Step in, here we go. Exeter, come in. There we go. Right back.
Got to get this first part right, and they do. Just crabbing forward ever so slightly. Wilkins just not right on the money today. Exeter rather sums up. But of course, one of the Exeter players misses today is Rachel Johnson. She's been rather busy, hasn't she, LJ?
She has been rather busy, Johnny, and she is down here already fresh off the flight. Rachel, I heard that very American, let's go Chiefs just now. Susie said to me earlier on, there's no such thing as an insurmountable lead. Is there a way back from here?
Yeah, I mean, there's always a way back. We always knew this game was going to be tough, and we just had a hard time holding onto momentum, but we just had an awesome crossfield kick by Robin with a great finish by Katie, and we're starting to build on that momentum, and we've still got 15 minutes left of this game.
You're obviously exhausted after a 35-hour travel day to get back from the Pacific Fours. Are you ready and raring to get back on this pitch next week?
Yeah, definitely. I love playing for Chiefs. Chiefs is my family. But yeah, definitely need a little bit of rest, fresh off the flight, and yeah, excited to watch this game and then excited to head to bed.
Tell me about Pack 4. Big win yesterday for you girls from the USA over Australia. You must be buzzing.
Yeah, absolutely buzzing. It was an immense win for us. Obviously, first 2 matches were hard fought, but we were able to build from those and learn from those. And yeah, come back after a rough first half as well to really secure the win at the end. So I'm so proud of my team.
We're very proud of you, and we're very happy to have you back. Back to you, Johnny.
Yeah, great win against the Wallabies. Do send on our congratulations from up here. Boy, they would have loved Rachel Johnson out there today, wouldn't they? The Exeter Chiefs. One of those players who stand up to Saracens. As Abby Middlebrook comes on, one of the pathway coaches here at Exeter Chiefs, former England under-20s international.
Okay, time is on.
Beth Blacklock. Good afternoon from Beth Blacklock. Sophie Bridger comes onto the field. See Bryony Field out there as well, replacement hooker. Kelsey Clifford as well, wearing 18. Grace Moore is on. Leanne Infante, back row and scrum half respectively.
Okay, I need your feet high and keep your
There
mind
is
up as well,
Bryony
please.
Field. Similar kind of mould to May Campbell, loves a turnover, loves having the ball in hand. One of those players to start the cup final. Shaftesbury Park against Bristol. Picking up yet another trophy for England's most successful club in the history of women's club rugby.
Use the ball. Just up on the mark.
Exeter, not done yet though. Got a bye week next week. They need something to go into that before finally facing Leicester, who you would think would get the win in that game. But now they're looking around their shoulders, aren't they?
Just what a brilliant bit of play there from Saris. The turnover was timed to perfection, choosing when to go in for that jackal, and then the clearance kick. They've changed the picture of the game within 5 seconds to be perfectly in their control. Saris have really got a full grip of this game.
Bristol Leicester half an hour later kick-off in that one this afternoon. Bristol will face Harlequins, trip to Harlequins, and then the final round, a trip up to Sale. So reasonably nice run-in for them. Certainly teams all below them. So Exeter looking around them now. Hanlon through the first tackle of Evans, and then Wilkins
On the shoulder for me.
and Orchard back from that knee injury. Middlebrook was a slight concern this morning. She's fit over, she's had that ball turned over. Leanne Infante. Was Riley, of course. 57 caps to her name. As Exeter get the ball back through Sinclair. Another aimless kick.
Ball was lifted.
In the second half, Certainly not with the intensity of the first half was out for Saracens as Tremelin comes away in the white scrum cap. McKenna saw that gap again and then saw the ability to give the pass, but that's one thing, giving it to Gregson, who again is strong on her feet. Fante and Packer just shy of halfway. Harrison wider for Taylor and Moore. Louise McMillan. Just big runner into the heavy track, and then Evans finds a hole and an angle. Looking around, it's McKenna. She may well be caught, but not before she dots the board out. Provider of so much, Sarah McKenna. She's been classy as ever from fullback today. Gets the latest Saracen score, and they're up to 50 at Sandy Park.
That's a huge game for Sarries, isn't it? And it all came from the turnover play again, but a lovely breakthrough from Georgia Evans. Gets a nice step and fend in, avoids the first defender, but then gets that offload in. And like every good fullback, Sarah McKenna on the shoulder of the player that made the initial break. Lovely line of run luck, ball in two hands, sees the defender come in, fends, offloads, gets the ball away. Sarri's work at the breakdown for me in this game has been fantastic. The amount of turnovers that they have collected, just completely stifling Exeter from getting any flow into the game.
Second of the afternoon, Sarah McKenna. Great angle through the middle. But she has options both sides, Phil, and players screaming at her to give the ball Georgia Evans, and it's been that kind of afternoon for Saracens.
Yes, that work rate, isn't it? You see that player bust, and then even if you don't think you're an option, you've got to get on your bike and get on the shoulder, creating that left and right option.
Into the final 10 minutes. Corinne Grant with a scuttle
All got back on
to the contact. Marley Packer being screamed at by Bryony Field. She got it, and then a ruck set up.
He's back for me.
Moore and Taylor not quite combining correctly. Harris, that long pass. Grant, haven't seen too much of her, but she's always full of running. Clifford. Amelia McDougall is on the field. There she is at 12. England under-20s player. Into rugby this season with Zoe Harrison out with injuries and bans. Marley Packer. Footballing ability as well. Where is it bouncing into the arms of Buchanan?
Not on the ball, not on the ball. On the body.
Trying to turn that ball over as well, Marley Packer.
No!
She loves it, doesn't she, Marley Packer? Everything about the game. Absolutely loves it. Oozes passion. Not only for rugby, but Saracens as well. Led her country to yet another Grand Slam over in Bordeaux.
On the end of this tee.
She'll be immensely proud. She's having to play some good rugby as well, isn't she? Plenty of young sevens nipping at the heels.
Yeah, absolutely. Sadia Kabaya, she's been absolutely standout. She's certainly knocking on the door, isn't she? saw her step up into the captaincy role during this Six Nations, actually, so she is definitely one for the future. And it's all good, and I think Marley Packer will say herself, you know, she wants that competition. She wants that rivalry, brings out the best in her.
Just take it back.
Lineout was a bit of a mess, if we're honest, for Exeter today. There's plenty to fix. See Salvin. We'll look at that area because it's such an area of strength, both the lineout and scrum. George Evans is full of running in this second half. Flowed the way of Exeter, and that's flowing back the way of Saracens. Grace Moore. The eyes just went up, and that ball slips through the hands because Saracens were looking ominous again down this right-hand side.
Yeah, certainly, but Georgia Evans, she's having a fantastic second half. She's a really hard-working player. You don't often see it with the second rows, the amount of ground that they can cover. Not all of them do, but she does. She's really hard-working and puts herself in lines of running that maybe you'd expect more from an open-side flanker, but she still puts up her hand. She reads the game well, knows where those opportunities can come, but then she's straight back into the nuts and bolts as well, hitting the rucks and bolstering the scrum.
Coming into today, Phil, she made 132 tackles in this league. A couple of tries in there, a couple of tries, Bristol and Sales. She takes line out as well.
Yeah.
Loves hitting a ruck offensively or defensively. Incredible engine.
And sort of equally as important to all of that is she's always chatting. She's always got people's back. She'll see her. If anyone does anything that maybe is a bit under par, she'll be the first one to go up to them, give them a little tap on the back. Come on, let's go back in it. I mean, we saw it more notably in the Welsh squad. Wales, unfortunately, in this Six Nations, had quite a poor show out, but she was always there. She was always doing that. Look, see that little clap of the hands? That's what she's always doing. Come on, girls, let's go. Let's get back into it. You can't underestimate the value of that in a player, in a team.
Crouch! There we come. Let's both square up this side to start with. From here, your shoulders tucked, hips not attached. Let's get out, please.
We're gonna have this scrum, Phil. It'll just give you a little bit more time to think about your player of the match.
And there's a gap for you if you get attached.
A few contenders, I suspect, but let's see what Exeter can do from here. 7 points to 50.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
37-19 it was here at Sandy Park in the regular season last season. And 24-21, of course, in the semi-final.
This is around.
It has been all Saracens. Line hasn't functioned for Exeter. Scrum has been an area of dominance. And whether the coaches play it down or not, but those front rowers, those front fivers will know the edge that Saracens had today, should they meet later in this season.
Okay, okay.
There's Georgia Evans taking line out as well.
One, Saracens.
Keep going into our Saracens. That's stopped once. Now it regenerates and starts to go again. Is it on the floor though? Poppy Leach has got in there.
One shooter is a new ball.
Held up by Exeter. Oh, it's scant consolation, is it? But let's go to your player of the match then, Phil.
It became a new more, that's why the second chance.
Okay, for me, with Saris, You know what, for me there's been two standout performers. First of all, I do want to give a little nod to Sydney Gregson in the centre. She opened up the try scoring. She's been absolutely fantastic in defence. She's been solid throughout, brilliant work rate. But for me, standout player, the player that broke the gridlock in the second half was Sarah McKenna with that lovely counter-attack and offload to open the scoring board. And then, rightfully so, she got a try herself. Brilliant play today.
Okay, everyone in.
Sarah McKenna, and a historic day for her club, winning at Sandy Park for the first time. Picks up the Player of the Match award. That's a mess as well.
On the line, on the line.
Well, they tap and go. They just want to turn the screw a bit more and say, let's have another scrum. We've had penalties from the last two. Let's just go for the line out, says Marley Packer.
90 seconds left.
So this will put Saracens up to 60 points. Their 12th win of the season. Gloucester Heartbreak 74. Exeter was down 52 as Saracens score again. Try number 9 for the former champions. They back themselves with a driving line out.
If you choose to take it. If you choose to take it,
And that is the icing, the cherry, the candles, the bunting, all the rest of it on top.
Yeah, it certainly does seal the deal, and a very, very dominant performance from Saris. Hard lines from Exeter, they just didn't show the best of themselves today. We talked a lot about players that are missing, but there's still quality there. And they just couldn't get a foothold in the game. Like Susie Appleby, the Exeter coach, alluded to in the first half.
Okay,
but credit to Saris. They felt the momentum, they sensed the weakness, and they've been ruthless.
And Zoe Harrison gets the conversion as well from Bryony Field's try, right in the middle of that melee. Her 3rd try of the season. She's enjoying an outstanding couple of weeks. Won the cup, of course. And Saracens just feel like they're peaking at the right time, just as the culmination of this season comes along. This has not mathematically given them a home semi-final, but certainly put them right in the driving seat for that.